Scaling a product organization is quite comparable to gaining weight in sports. The most dangerous part isn't growth itself, it's gaining fat instead of muscle. Not all sports, but you get it. You become bigger but slower, less flexible, less effective in achieving goals, and much more expensive just to keep this mass even workable. Athletes often try to accelerate their progress with pharmaceutical aids. No. Only legal stuff. Vitamins, minerals, proteins, other nutrients. The same way organizations do with AI. Such assistance, when applied wisely and accurately, becomes a true game changer, strongly supporting them on their path to success. But if the human body is not healthy, when its elements aren't working in synergy, or if bottlenecks, silo thinking, contract games, politics and waste dominate the organizational system, that artificial boost only amplifies existing dysfunctions. Unfortunately, most business leaders make a huge mistake by thinking that this is a problem of technology. Aspects, including speed and value of product delivery, as well as adaptability to changing demands, are not just critical for business results. The entire organization usually has to be reshaped to optimize for them. This is clearly the task of top management, including the CEO. The same applies to the integration of AI. It must also be considered as part of the overall organizational optimization. Before scaling, your team could test product assumptions with a small product tweaks in a day or a week. In a traditionally scaled company, the increased organizational complexity often leads to creating release cycles, usually quarterly, and delivering all changes in huge batches at the end of each cycle. This means that even small changes of several man-days spend a quarter mostly just waiting in numerous work queues of complex cross-department and cross-team processes. Quick validation of multiple assumptions that are everywhere in product development, its frequency drops from several days to a quarter or even longer. Yet, this is not a problem because in most cases, nobody even thinks about assumptions anymore. People are pushed to deliver predefined requirements within the estimated time. Who needs that? Internal stakeholders who are deeply frustrated and who miss the transparency of what is happening. But does this really help improve business results? Definitely not. Even vice versa. Your customers receive the most valuable changes later and later and love what your teams deliver less and less, while your organization proceeds to gain weight. I will explain how to scale while increasing delivery speed and value in one of the next videos. Give this video a like if this topic is interesting and subscribe right now to never miss the update. Let's look at this from the other side. If you have a small startup with just one small team, they can change the nearest development plans almost immediately. Moreover, everyone would do everything they could to help deliver the most important change at every moment in time. The small organization would be extremely adaptive to maximize business value. After scaling with traditional approaches, during the entire release cycle, a lot of work is de facto in progress. So, if in the middle of the quarter you want your teams to change direction, either you have to throw away the cost of all the team's work during half of the quarter, or the direction change has to wait until the end of the quarter. That will also count as a cost of delay or missed opportunities. However, this is not the only danger you face when growing using traditional approaches. You end up with many teams, each with their own area of responsibility and unable to work in other areas. In most cases, this is because of different hard skills needed, And also because teams cannot work in parallel on the shared code. They just don't know how to do it effectively, and they don't want to let others work on their own code. This is so-called code ownership. Let me put this straight. A huge part of your company's expenses fall on your teams, and their number often grows like a snowball. However, the major part of this investment is continuously spent on something far below the top priority work. As the CEO or co-founder, would you like that? Most of my clients get quite emotional when this realization comes, yet remember that this is not because of your people, but because of how you organize them in the way that leads to this situation. There is no surprise that the companies that manage to keep the speed and value delivery as well as stay as adaptive as early-stage startups have incomparably greater potential to meet the real customer needs with their products, even being many times smaller, because they are small yet all that mass is muscle, while others have gained too much organizational fat. If this topic is interesting, give a like to this video. In the upcoming videos, I will explain the practical approach to scaling with high speed and value of product delivery, as well as with high adaptability to changing customer needs and business demands. So subscribe and watch the upcoming videos. If you prefer learning on mistakes and findings of others to avoid multiple traps while scaling your product organization, contact me. The link is in the video description. Gain organizational muscle, not fat, because in today's realities, only those who deliver and adapt quickly to maximize value survive and win.